My name's David Wade. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus, and I hate sin.
Ooh, yeah. 2020 click.
Nem Diddit was like a force.
The most passionate person I ever met in anything.
One word to describe him would be like determination. Like he's always determined to do something. Like being around him, he's got like a real like magnetic energy.
He was really passionate about all the moves he was making. He was the best rapper I'd heard since coming to New York that I would be able to work with.
I think Nem Diddit was a very inspiring figure, very, very passionate about his craft.
Whatever he is interested in at the time, he is most concerned with, he dives into fully and looks to dominate it, whatever it is.
Nem Diddit was my former rap name. That was my name when I was a secular rapper. That was who David Wade was from the time he was like 16 until like 19.
Nem Diddit and David Wade, I believe, are two personalities, like split personalities.
Like they have their own person, but when they like rap, they change a little bit.
Nem Diddit is definitely the darker, aggressive side.
As a person, like he's honestly like a really kind and generous person, like always there for people.
Nem Diddit was a cool dude. Nem Diddit, I don't know, he had swag.
As a rapper though, he like takes on a different persona. I feel like he just tries to like carry people that he knows from home on his back. And he gets really aggressive and really personal.
So much heart and so much effort. A nigga got notebooks coming out the dresser, and I feel the pressure. Business over pleasure. Every single verse I OD Heath Ledger. Every beat I heat start smoking like some Dutches, grinding like some trucks until the world is in my clutches. See, I got these little sisters, they ain't got no father. Plus we got this mama with visions of the Bahamas, and all they got is me. So no wonder I go harder. Married to the game, dare a nigga touch a garter. I headed for the top, but I'm coming from the bottom. Looking for.
Nem Diddit kind of has a personality that's larger than life. Sometimes he thought he was bigger than he was. There are a lot of times where I would say, "Hey, David, you can't do that," and he said, "Well, yeah, I can. I'm a superstar." And I'd have to remind him that he wasn't a superstar yet, that we were just getting started.
That's what he said before he blasted. Nah, man's mom standing over.
2020 click was the movement, man. We were gonna take over the world.
Kind of like an independent movement of people that were all very talented and could all see the potential in each other, and we're going to work together to kind of like put each other on in the process of putting themselves on.
Nem was the leader.
What's up, baby? It's Bobby Fisher. After the 2020 click, yo, Joe, can you show my body? Yo, get my man right here. Yo,
Moms hated me, best friends dated me.
He was the mastermind of the whole thing. And we had a whole cast of characters that it was like a superhero team where everybody had their own function and their own little niche within the group.
I shared when I met Eli, like I talked to him about it. I shared like the goals of that idea with him, and he helped put it into motion, and we set it forth as kind of like, let's make this our business, let's make this our life, let's do this, and it wasn't just like a one-man army, it was like a hierarchy where like we were sitting at the top and like the pyramid was building.
And it was something special. It was about to be something special.
My poetry is often deep like a river. My flow delivers shivers down your.
I don't remember how exactly we got the idea. I really don't. I used to smoke a lot of weed, and so like I don't remember how I got the idea. But
He was telling me about his release and how he wants to drop an EP, before the school is over. And I thought, well, why don't we just drop it on 420? He thought, no, it's too soon. But I thought, that's a monumentous day for a lot of kids, especially the pot smoking community. It's towards the end of the school year, so people would be hearing the EP and then going home for the summer and sharing it to their friends. So right there, we were like, he was like, yeah, I'm with that. Let's do it 420.
we started putting songs out, started building up, like making these little commercials, like YouTube commercials, the marketing aspect and like going viral.
a very stressful time, but I've never really felt more driven in my life than in those 2 weeks, because we just worked so hard, and we, despite all the other shit that we had going on in our lives.
But the main thing was like the party. That was like the awesomest part, because we got this club called Butai, like right on Union Square.
He was on stage rapping and stuff. They were turning people down at the door, like huge turnout. Everyone knew Nem Diddit before, but they definitely knew Nem Diddit after like that.
It just kind of became the event of the weekend.
Actually, I was outside in line for a little bit, but I was like, fuck this line is way too long.
But it was a crazy night. It really helped boost the Most Epic EP, I think.
To be honest with you, I was struck totally by surprise.
I was at school for a little bit, and like in summer school, and I saw him maybe like a month later, and like I could tell like there had been a little bit of a change. We would talk about God a lot more, and like each time I saw him, it was like each time he was kind of throwing away the old Nem Diddit and becoming more like this new artist.
The change was definitely intentional, like this change. I didn't know what was gonna come of it, but like I did it on purpose. Like I had this crazy experience towards the end of last semester. I was tripping on shrooms with God, and call it what you want, it was very real. And after that, I wasn't sure if it was real or not, or like what was going on, and like I was just mad confused. But I knew like the whole thing was like centered around like Jesus and like my life and like my soul, and like what was I really doing with it. This experience kind of like opened like my eyes to like maybe there's more, there's definitely more, but at the time I was like, what is there more?
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely weird coming back. Like, I really didn't keep in touch with him a lot during the summer. I mean, I just figured he was still doing his thing, like representing his shit, like rapping and doing the whole thing. And, that was just my assumption.
I was like leaning towards dropping it all and like trying to be like a Christian rapper, but I hated Christian rap because like a lot of them weren't very talented. And of course, you have to get those temptations. I got the opportunity to go to a multi-million-dollar studio and record an album, which was dope, right? And so like the dream come true. And it was free. I mean, Eli, hard work, but it was free. And I took it and I went and I was trying to like do the old stuff, like try to be Nem Diddit after I already felt this deep conviction and reason to change. I just remember being like, what are you saying? Like, what are you really saying right now? How are you building people up? How are you spreading the gospel? How are you portraying the love of Christ? Who are you advancing, David or Jesus? And like all this stuff that I like learned over the summer kind of like just hit me at once. There are two options. You either work for God or you work for the devil. And you're not working for God. And I realized I'm not built to work for the devil.
This sounds kind of drastic, but it was a lot in a ways like my friend died. It was like I didn't think I was talking to the same person. My first thought was, he doesn't really mean this. He loves rapping too much to do this. But then I talked to him on the phone a couple hours later. He was serious. We talked on the phone for probably an hour and a half, 2 hours, and half of it was quoting the Bible. So I knew that he was serious.
It was like an atomic bomb dropping, but then, once the dust settled, it was a sign that it's time for you to do your own thing. It's time for you to really grow and find what's going on with you. The death of Nem Diddit was unfortunate because he really could have been somebody huge.
It made me feel, in a lot of ways, honestly abandoned, because it was so sudden. And like I said, just a couple of days earlier, we were talking about our music careers together, and it was a shock. But I kept trying to remind myself what I would be thinking in the same position, and which is that the bottom line is he should chase his passion. He should do whatever he feels he needs to do.
Well, I don't see my friends as much anymore. Do I miss them? Yes. But at the same time, it's funny, right? Because a lot of what drew us together, what bonded us, and I wonder what this means, but a lot of what bonded us was the drinking and the drugs, right? And the sex. So it's like, well, if I'm not doing those things anymore, and you're always doing those things, it's like, Where's our common ground?
That's why, like, I guess kind of we haven't really hung out with him as much this year, and it's not like we don't. Like, it's not like we don't hang out with him because we have hard feelings. It's just like we just have a different focus. Like, we're still on the same focus we were on last year, and he's found something else to focus on. So we kind of drifted apart a little bit. But he keeps in touch still. He always keeps in touch.
I miss them, yeah. Do I plan on rebuilding relationships? Yeah. Was this semester very important for me to get my head straight and to really figure out what I believe? Yeah, you know. And I think that the kind of like chasm created by like the disbandment of the 2020 clique made a lot of people kind of think like, what, you know, like, what am I doing with my life? What is the future? What is a friend? Which is weird. But what the devil meant for bad, God meant for good. So.
There's some things to miss, but there's some new things to love too.
I don't know. To this day, I still think what could have happened. I think everyone thinks that, who knew him, who knew about Nem Diddit. They all think, you know, what could have happened? This guy could have done something fantastic, great. But, I mean, you can't really live in the past. You just gotta think forward, think, you know, what am I gonna do now that Nem Diddit's gone? Okay, this is what I need to do. And this is what I'm gonna do after I do that. And this is how I'm gonna make it. This is how I'm gonna get out there. So that's kind of what I've been doing. I've been just trying to get out there myself. And that's all you can do. You can't sit around and wait for other people to do something for you. You gotta do it yourself.
I think Nem Diddit will ever return. No. I'm in this, Lord willing, for the long haul. I wanna live my life for God. I wanna be able to help Christianity. So if I ever returned to secular music, it wouldn't be as Nem Diddit. It would be another name. Nem's dead. Oh yeah, he died. He did it. He did it all the way to the casket. But that's okay, because David Wade was reborn, and I think that's a lot more important.
West Coast beat with an East Coast vibe, yo. If I kill it, daddy, give me mercy like a lago. Flyer than Iago, project gotta die slow. Hoping all these kids have been enough so I don't cry, no. West Coast beat with an East Coast vibe, yo. If I kill it, daddy, give me mercy like a lago. Flyer than Iago, project gotta die slow. Hoping all these kids have been enough so I don't cry, no. Mo. Feeling bigger than the Philistine, trying to help economies evolve like Philistine. Mouth spitting Listerine, mind wandering the dream. Heart deeper than the stream, soul speaker soon to scream. Like star for vocal cord, mega neutrons, me and Jimmy kill the overlords. Free him from that MT virus and bet beast. Then feed him to that little metal dog and get the leash. Take him out the outer space electric bowel movement. Deposit on a satellite, no scooper, keep moving. Now the toasters all tweeting, the cell phones making pies. Xbox came alive and sucked the little kids inside. Grand Theft Innocence, Def Jam viciousness. Can't forget the world of Warcraft, these low immigrants. Raptured by these images, captive yet indigenous. Mercy, now chew these lines over like licorice. West Coast beat with an East Coast vibe, yo. If I kill it, daddy, give me mercy like a lago. Flyer than Iago, project gotta die slow. Hoping all these kids have been enough so I don't cry, no. West Coast beat with an East Coast vibe, yo. If I kill it, daddy, give me mercy like a lago. Flyer than Iago, project gotta die slow. Hoping all these kids have been enough so I don't cry, no. I was grinding like the clips with the clips, now I'm back at it. Notre Dame, A-Circle, Harry Duke. Nabbit. I be on a mission to attain wisdom wisely. Spirit of the truth live inside me. Ovid, League of Indispensables. Student teaching principles from DC to London. Rappers better eat they vegetables. I ain't gon' call her even though she say oh. I'ma lay low till I find the one with Halo. KO, how I'm killing off beats, still dancing. With a wounded knee, but the chief last dancing. Manifest your destiny. I eat spaghetti westerns, red, white, and blue. But I can't forget my ancestors. Cherokee and slavery. Polak imposter, a Roman spear chucker and a Slavic tomahawker. It's warrior in my blood, born and and raised up in the dub. Torture soul, won't you tell me why you grace me with your love? Up above, is it cause only I could do a task that you set apart for me before time ticked the tack or a talk? See, I'm tripping, I don't feel like a rock. I am not, I'm a pot that shattered when it got dropped. But you took the little pieces and you built yourself a prince, infused with your very essence, breathing your very breath. Now I'm on the steps, I mean the edge, I'm near a breakthrough. If I take a step, will you catch me, Mr. Jesus? He got the glove and I ballin' out bases. Spiritual discernment, see the pain in their faces. Can't keep my mouth shut no more, forget the braces. Same problems, different places, what's the answer to the racists? Rapists and the murderers, molesters and marauders, tyrannical dictatorships and genocidal horrors. Poverty and pestilence, the misuse of intelligence. Sentences that felons get who are later proven innocent. Nuclear war is imminent and singles getting intimate. Street level skirmishes and several other instances of Satan's syndicate. It worked against innocence, we lost that. But my God, bring it all back like a pact. Made a pact, he would save our souls. If we believe in him, Jesus Christo. What's on the other side, just the good Lord knows. But this is where we learn to play the game like a pact. Made a pact, he would save our souls. If we believe in him, Jesus Christo. What's on the other side, just the good Lord knows. But this is where we learn to play the Game of Thrones.